Okay, so the importance of setting the scene, i.e. using the whole court, is that we go from offense, defense and neutral. But that's not enough. We've got to go from extreme defense to extreme offense. And extreme offense is recognizing that you've been drop shotted a couple of centimeters from the net, but still thinking that you've got the legs and you've got the willpower to get there and do something with it. Do something with it, hit a winner, hit another drop shot back. So we've got to get players used to being in extreme positions out wide, extreme positions at the back, extreme movement to the front of the court. And as a result, he starts to feel the extreme effect that it has on his lungs and his legs. So that will support us later on when we start talking about S&C and the importance of influencing the court and getting him stronger and more athletic in all areas. But we can't just do offense, defense and neutral. Too many times, coaches are just creating that neutral situation. Okay, we're in a rally. It doesn't happen that you're in a rally very often. You're in extreme rally at best, but you are in punishing positions more and more as the game evolves and as it gets tougher and tougher. And guys like Alcaraz are going to show us that the court, you better book 2 courts, you better book 3 courts, you better, if you're playing on centre, you better book the court next to you and you better book the court next to you. Because in all likelihood, you're going to have to be running onto those courts to get the ball that you've been pushed out to in terms of recovery and extremeness. So already my player at 12 years old, he understands that having a lesson with me, and we're trying to follow in the footsteps of Jack and Joe, yeah, it's not going to be easy, but if I asked him how much fun it was, he's going to tell you more fun than he's had this week. Because that's what it happens when you want to be a champion. This is the level. This is the interview that he gives me. He's going to go home and tell his dad, boy, that was tough. What, same as your other coaches? No, 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 no. This was different level. This was different level. I'm being put in positions where I can only dream of. Well, dream of, you see Alcaraz and Djokovic in those positions. Yeah, but Justin's putting me in those positions and I'm only 12. I feel good about this. I could be really good. So you start to develop a lot of self-belief as a player because your coach has set the standards and your coach is making it tough. 10 years ago, we used to talk about, yeah, it'd be quite good if you could get in and out of the corners quickly. Now, it's essential that not just the corners of the court, but you need to get in and out of beyond the court. Let's talk about a meter, and we'll be working on that in a minute. A meter beyond the sideline, and then getting out of that and getting back into the recovery position. So you're ready to do it all again. For how many shots? Who knows, as long as it takes. Okay, so Finley, when you're hitting on the forehand side, let's just have a little look at and think about the tactical side of your forehand side. So you're going to find yourself in extreme defense, neutral, which is like a sort of rally situation. And then we're going to be looking at some moments where you're trying to put a little bit of pressure on. You've seen an opportunity to put some pressure on the opponent. And then there's going to be those moments where you put a lot of pressure on. And then there's going to be those moments where you say, bye-bye ball, do not come back. So I've given you about 6 or 7 situations there, and that's all to do with that forehand side. So I think what I'd like to do is we're going to have a look at some extreme defense, because we've used Alcaraz's name a few times. And let's assume that you are playing Alcaraz. You've turned up, you haven't needed your wild card, you've done well at the grass court tournaments, and you've done well with your ranking. You turn up to Wimbledon in 8 years' time and you've drawn Alcaraz first round. And the guy's frightening, unless you're prepared. And you're going to be prepared. You've got 8 years to prepare, right? So I'm going to start with the first feed and make sure that you really feel what extreme defense is all about. And you're going to show me the skills that you possess and the way that you're going to try and get yourself out of trouble. Is that okay? Good. And if it's too easy, you better make sure you tell me. Who are you playing? Alcaraz. That's it. Yeah, we're not messing around. So let's get on with it. Alcaraz has come in and he's putting you over there, right there. Good lad, good boy, and push back hard. Good lad, good lad. Let's see that one again. Let's put you a little bit wider. So Alcaraz is a pretty sneaky guy. He's gone down the line with his forehand. You've gone backhand line. He's now put you under a lot of pressure cross. Good lad. Well done, well done. Answer me a question, thumbs up, thumbs down. Are you out of trouble with that shot? No, you're not. Right, your goal now is to get yourself out of trouble. Go, 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 go. Out of trouble. Look at that. And that's what we love. That's what we can tell a smart player. We're going to shortcut to the top with a guy like this because all I did was present the situation. A lot of coaches are going to say, well done, you got the ball back. but you're going to get smashed on the next point. So you're just waiting to die, aren't you, really? But as soon as I challenge this guy and say, are you out of trouble? Because that's the essential aspect of this. The quality of his defense is determined by the position that he finds himself in after he's played that shot. And we know that if Novak is playing defense in that situation, the ball is landing exactly, wow, what a heck of a shot that was, Finley, right back within 1.5 meters of the baseline. So I like where he's thinking. He's taken the story of what I presented, he's taken it on. And that's what I was talking about earlier on about being a killer. I set him the challenge and he hasn't gone, hold on a second, this is too tough. What are you talking about? I can't make that ball. Not only has he made it, within 3 balls, he's put the ball within a professional area that you would expect pros to put that ball, within 1.5 meters of the baseline. I'm very happy with that. But it's probably not quite enough for me to trust that it's going to be, that he knows that's the area that he wants to put the ball into if he wants to get himself out of trouble. And this is also how we identify a good player and very good player. So Finley, you did a great job there. You did an amazing job. A little bit of being good is trying to measure things, and a little bit of being a good coach is making sure that you understand things. So I'm going to feed you 10 tough balls into that corner, and the idea is to try and get the ball as good. You set the standard yourself, my friend, so it's your problem. You did such a good shot last time. I'd like to see how many out of 10. Ideally, we'd like to have the ball sort of middle backhand. But, I mean, we know that Alcaraz can take the ball on, and we are playing Alcaraz. But anything typically deep is going to make it more difficult for him to offend you again, more difficult for him to attack you again. And that's kind of how we know how good your defense is in extreme positions, okay?
Why not learn from the best to become the best?
I coach players like Tommy Ford, Radio Vega, Francis Tiafoe.
Top 100 players like Glenn Weiner, Robert Kendrick, Prakash Armitage.
Number 1 in the world, Iga Świątek.
Pete Sampras, Lindsay Davenport, and Maria Sharapova.
To become better, you have to better yourself every day.
It's all about not being afraid to change something. A lot of guys are afraid to change.